Je me demande comment ils font les gens qui n'ont pas les moyens.
Ils gardent leurs malades chez eux, comme dans le temps.
5 personnes pour s'occuper de maman, ça devient une PME ce truc.
Okay, did you understand that? Let me replay it with subtitles.
Je me demande comment ils font les gens qui n'ont pas les moyens.
Ils gardent leurs malades chez eux, comme dans le temps.
5 personnes pour s'occuper de maman, ça devient une PME ce truc.
Even with the words right there on your screen, you probably couldn't follow it. And here's the thing, you've studied French for years, you can conjugate verbs, you can read articles, you passed your exams. But the moment you turn on a French movie, it sounds like gibberish. Why? Well, for a reason that your French teacher in school maybe never told you. And this reason has absolutely nothing to do with your ears, your age, or your intelligence. Here is a sentence you learned in your first month of French. Je ne sais pas. That's I don't know. Je ne sais pas. Simple, clean. You've seen it 1,000 times. Now, here is how French people actually say it. Je sais pas. That's it. Je sais pas. Je sais pas. Not je ne sais pas. Just je sais pas. If you're thinking, wait, what happened to all the words? Have the sounds just disappeared? Well, that's exactly the point. Your textbook taught you perfect, grammatically correct French. The kind that gets you an A on your exam, and you like that. But when someone in a movie shrugs and mutters je sais pas, your brain doesn't recognize it as French. It registers as noise. But it is French. Real, everyday spoken French. You just weren't taught how to hear it. There are 4 things that French people do when they speak. Things so automatic, they don't even know they're doing them. These patterns aren't in any textbook. They're not tested in any exam, but they're in every single sentence you will hear in a French movie. Let me show you. Remember learning negation? Ne pas, ne jamais, ne rien. Your teacher drilled this into you. Don't forget the ne or you will lose points. Well, in spoken French, the ne disappears about 95% of the time. Not sometimes, almost always. For instance, je veux pas y aller. Je veux pas y aller. Did you catch it? The textbook written French is je ne veux pas y aller. But what we actually say is je veux pas y aller. Je veux pas y aller. The ne? It's gone. And this isn't slang. This isn't street French. This is how everyone speaks, including your French friend's grandmother at Sunday dinner. A few more. Y a pas de problème for il n'y a pas de problème. There isn't any problem, or simply no problem. Y a pas de problème. Repeat after me. Y a pas de problème. Y a pas de problème. Y a pas de problème. We also have tu comprends pas for tu ne comprends pas. You don't understand. Tu comprends pas. Tu comprends pas. Repeat after me. Tu comprends pas. Tu comprends pas. Tu comprends pas. Or c'est pas grave for ce n'est pas grave. It's not serious. It's okay. C'est pas grave. C'est pas grave.
C'est pas grave, mais rentre.
These are just common sentences in the negative, but the rule really applies to almost all negative sentences in general. So when you're watching a movie and looking for this ne pas, you're looking for something that isn't there. That's why it sounds impossible. You're searching for a pattern that only exists on paper. In written French, every letter looks important. Every syllable has its place. In spoken French though, sounds get chopped, especially the little e sound, what we call the e muet, the silent e. They just vanish. Listen, In written French, we would write Je te dis que je ne le veux pas. I'm telling you I don't want it. Je te dis que je ne le veux pas. Good. In everyday spoken French, though, it would rather sound like Je te dis que je le veux pas. Je te dis que je le veux pas. Je te dis que je le veux pas. Half the vowels get swallowed. Je te becomes je te. Que je ne le becomes que je le veux pas after that. The words are being compressed, squeezed together, so we can speak faster. Here's another one. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? What are you doing? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? This one is not formal or anything. You could hear it in everyday French, but often we do shorten it too. In everyday informal French, you can very well hear instead Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Would we ever write it that way? No, but it's absolutely a common way to pronounce that question. And if you don't know this is coming, your brain hears Qu'est-ce que tu fais? As one sound, no separation, pure confusion. This is why French movies feel like they're on 1.5 speed. Not only do people often speak fast, they also cut half the sounds you would expect to hear. These missing sounds create an illusion of extra speed. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, okay, this is making so much sense, but how do I actually train my ear to hear all of this? I have something for you. Inside Comme une Française All Inclusive, I go much deeper into these chopped sounds in lessons designed to specifically retrain your ear. Once you are inside, you will get a personalized learning itinerary based on your current situation and your personal goals, full access to all our premium courses library, live lessons with me twice a month, and we have lots of fun, and a community of learners just like you who are finally cracking the code of spoken French. There is a link in the description below if you want to check it out. You have probably heard of liaison. You know, the French way that words connect. But you might not realize how extreme this gets in natural speech. French people don't speak in individual words. They speak in sound chains. An entire phrase becomes one flowing unit with no breaks. Look at this sentence. He went to her place with a friend. Simple enough, okay? You can read it and you know it. Now listen to the way I say it. Il est allé chez elle avec un ami. Il est allé chez elle avec un ami. Did you hear the spaces? No, because there weren't any. With the liaison, il connects with est, il est, il est. Chez connects to elle, chez elle, chez elle. And un connects to ami, un ami, un ami. You hear an N that shouldn't be here because it's un ami, but with la liaison, un ami, un ami. And the whole thing flows just like water. In English, there is a tiny gap between words. Your ear can grab onto each one. In French, words melt into each other. So you might know the word ami, but inside of flowing phrases, it becomes avec un ami. And suddenly, it's unrecognizable. It's a problem of flow. And to be honest, the liaison isn't the main issue here. Actually, the real challenge comes from the rhythm of French language itself. Our final rule for today is something that can change how you hear French forever. Okay, you see, in English, speakers stress individual syllables, and for me, it's so hard to memorize that. I still struggle with it, and I'm sorry. So you have photograph and photography and photographic. In each word, a syllable gets an extra punch, and the others are softened. Well, in French, it doesn't work this way at all. That's why it's so hard for French people to speak English with these accents on syllables. In French, the stress falls on the last syllable of a phrase. Everything before it flows at the same level. There is no punching, no emphasis on individual words. Look at this sentence. I'm going to the market with my mother. If we pronounced it with the English rhythm, it might sound like je vais au marché avec ma mère. Did you hear these punches? That's how an English-speaking brain wants to hear French. However, here is the real French rhythm. Je vais au marché avec ma mère. Je vais au marché avec ma mère. Je vais au marché avec ma mère. Everything flows evenly until the end, where mère gets slightly more weight. It's one long wave with a punch at the end, not small droplets as in English. This is why fast French sounds like one blurred sound, because it kind of is one sound. The phrase is the unit, not the word. Yes, sometimes a long French sentence gets broken into parts with their own stress at the end, but the main point is, if your ear is trained to grab individual words, you will keep missing them. Okay, let's take a deep breath, okay? I do this a lot in my lab session with students because we learn a lot of things together. Today we covered 4 invisible rules together, things that make real spoken French a real challenge for even talented learners. We saw the ne vanishes, we know that sounds get chopped, we saw that words get glued together, and we saw that phrases flow as one unit. Here is what I want you to understand. You are not bad at French. Your ears are fine. Your brain is fine. Your years of study were not wasted. You are simply trained on one language, which was written French, textbook French, and now you have to understand a completely different one, which is spoken French. It's like learning to read music on paper and then being asked to sing. The structure is related, but the expression is completely different. Now, let's train your ear. I'm going to show you some written French sentences and pronounce them in real everyday spoken French. Your job is to spot the rules in action. Je sais pas où est le téléphone. I don't know where the phone is. Je sais pas où est le téléphone. Je sais pas où est le téléphone. Je sais pas où est le téléphone. What did you notice? The ne is gone and je ne sais pas becomes je sais pas. Okay? We also cut le téléphone into le téléphone, le téléphone, le téléphone. The sound is chopped. Le téléphone, le téléphone. Next one. Qu'est-ce que tu veux qu'ils apportent? What do you want them to bring? Qu'est-ce que tu veux qu'ils apportent? Qu'est-ce que tu veux qu'ils apportent? Did you hear this one? Qu'est-ce que tu veux qu'ils apportent? The words are all glued together. Can you hear where one ends and the other begins? Qu'est-ce que tu veux qu'ils apportent? Qu'est-ce que tu veux qu'ils apportent? Here, qu'est-ce que tu becomes qu'est-ce tu. And with the liaison il and apporte become ils apportent, ils apportent. We even cut the L sound in everyday spoken French. Now, try this. Here is a written sentence. It means, I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Okay, now, can you predict how I could pronounce it in informal French? Write it down. Or better yet, say it out loud. Go on, do it now. Okay. Now, there is not a single correct answer, but I would say, for instance, je sais pas ce que tu veux que je te dise. Yes, je sais pas ce que tu veux que je te dise. Je sais pas ce que tu veux que je te dise. Would you recognize the written sentence if you only heard the spoken French version? It can be hard to translate from spoken French to written French, and now you know why. Here's what I want you to do tonight. Pick any French movie. I'll put some suggestion in the description. Put on French subtitles, not English, French. And for just 10 minutes, don't try to understand everything. Instead, watch for these 4 rules. Notice when the ne disappears. Notice when sounds get chopped. Je te instead of je te, for instance. Notice how words get glued together. Watch the subtitles and listen for when one word ends and another begins. Notice the rhythm. Listen for the waves. You will start seeing patterns, and that's when it will all click. And keep in mind, every French person you hear in a movie learned to speak this way by listening rather than just studying the rules and conjugation. And you can do the same thing now that you know what to listen for. Remember, you are allowed to find movies hard at first. That's normal. Use French subtitles as training wheels. Replay the same scene 5 times until it clicks. And even if you don't understand everything, you are still learning. What you're not allowed to do? Believe that you are bad at French just because you can't understand a movie. You are not bad at French. You weren't taught the other half of the language. Now you know. Go watch something tonight, or you can check our membership program. It's the first link in the description below. À très vite.